Hello everyone, it's good to see you again. We're back here live with the Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. Good to see you again. We're back here live with the Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. Good to see you again. We're back here live with the Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. Good to see you again. We're back here live with Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. Good to see you again. We're back here live with Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. Good to see you again. We're back here live with Frozen Arco on our Wednesday night live streams of Print and Pretzels. We got our Pop Daddy Pretzels, our sparkling ice water, and our raffles that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Give everybody a few minutes to hello everyone, get into the chat. See you again. See if that fixed it. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me without the echoing. Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? I know it was a little rough in the beginning. Let's see if that tweak that I did in the back end fixed it. All right, sounds like where audio issues are better. Sorry about that. Still learning the Streamlabs OBS software, so there was a little the desktop audio for some reason was not muted, which is interesting, but should be better now. But now that everyone's in here, we should see some video clarity too this week as we have upgraded the studio lighting. So I have also upgraded the Frozen camera. I'm using a different tripod stand that I can get it right up on the glass. So let's see if we can use that and show you all. You guys should be able to see the Frozen Arco. It's not moving right now. We don't have anything loaded up on the printer because tonight we're going to go over, hopefully with Streamlabs, we can screen share on how we're going to load up a print on the printer. We'll go to Maker Lab or Maker World. We'll pick out a file together and we'll download it, and then we'll go to that file, and then we'll go and upload it to the Frozen Arco together. I am going to be printing in Elegoo Yellow Rapid PET G tonight. We were printing a PET G last week, and I'll go over what happened last week. It's the first time I've ever had an issue with Elegoo's PETG or PET G, so pay attention to your spools, kids, because sometimes you don't always get the greatest one from the factory. First time out of hundreds of spools that I've used, so we'll go over that a little bit. now that everybody should be in, we'll get this going here. So first, let's talk about our pretzels for tonight. We're doing the Pop Daddy Pretzels Dill Pickle Pretzel Sticks. I like dill pickles. I don't know if I like them on pretzels, but we're going to try it out. Also with our ice water here, I did promise some of the viewers that I will get stickers out to them. They have arrived. I do have one of their addresses. If you would like a sticker and you are on the live stream tonight, please send an email to thegloriousgeeks01@gmail.com and I'll get you a sticker out to you. We've also got some prints here. We got the new Nightwing Dragon from Cinderwing 3D that we printed off, and also the Candy Corn Dragon that I put in the chat last week. We wanted to see that, so that is now in real life. That's been printed off. Both of these tonight we're going to announce for the raffle that we did back this past weekend at the Pentwater Fall Festival Art Fair, and we've got some entries to sort through and go through. So let's get that out of the way first, kids. So first we're going to do the, well, I don't know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. Okay, we're going to do this one. The Candy Corn Dragon is going to be raffled first. So this guy is awesome. I don't know if you can see it. It literally looks like you could peek. I mean, don't do this at home, kids. I had no choking hazards. But it looks like you could pull a piece of candy corn off and just mow down on them. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to pick off. And I'm only going to read the ticket number to save on the privacy information for, and then I'll call first thing tomorrow for the ticket number on the back of the ticket. So let's see. For the Candy Corn Dragon, for the 2025 Gold Coast, or not Gold Coast, but Pentwater Fall Festival Art Fair, we have blue ticket number 742 1, 2, and 5. Again, that's blue ticket number 742 1, 2, 5. If you're the lucky winner, you can send us an email over at Gmail at thegloriousgeeks01@gmail.com. Send us a message on Facebook. We will also post this ticket number on Facebook. So if you're following us, that way you guys know that you're the winner. So now we're going to move on to the Nightwing Dragon. So we printed this out of Pet G. So it's definitely durable. This is the Aurora Pet G from Strong Hero 3D, and some accent Pet G that we had left around in the studio from other projects. But this thing is amazing. You can check it out. Great job by Cinderwing for this one. But let's get into who's gonna win this Nightwing Dragon. All right, here we go. All right, so this is gonna be another blue ticket. We got blue ticket 742 159. Sorry, I can't do 9 fingers at once. Okay, that's blue ticket number 742 159. So there are lucky winners from the 2025 Pentwater Fall Festival. Congratulations to you all. I'll be giving you guys a phone call tomorrow on the raffle winnings, and if you are not local, we will ship these to you free of charge. So thank you all for supporting us at the I keep wanting to say Gold Coast Artisan Fair. We did that one earlier this year. The Fall Festival in Pentwater this year. We had a great turnout. Our booth was much improved from our previous festival. And instead of having a single booth, we had a double booth. We've got some pictures that we'll throw up on our Facebook. It was a blast. So thank you to everyone that participated in that event with us and supporting us and purchasing something from the booth. That just goes and helps out us here on the channel. So give me just 1 second while I get our furry friends from in trouble. So, all right. So last week we were going with the Phrozen Arco, and we were trying to do some prints in Pet G, specifically Elugu's Rapid White Pet G on the Phrozen Arco, and we ran into our first nozzle clog. So we struggled with it a little bit on the live stream. We got the troubleshoot. You guys have to watch me take off the nozzle. It was a little awkward because the camera was kind of in the way. I'm actually working on building a workstation, so that I'm going to do some of the videos, breakdown videos of the nozzle and anything else that I'm going to need to work on offline so that you guys can have that content for you for future use. We're trying to build out some community here from the Frozen Arco, which brings me to my next point. I want to say thank you to, I believe his name is Tom over at Frozen Support. I reached out to them, let them know that I had some issues on the live stream and that I need to order some parts for that. They are giving it to me at a heavy discount. So I really, really appreciate that, Frozen. It's going to help with the live stream. And they did say they wanted to support us building this community. So that was awesome. They're not sponsoring us per se, but they are helping us out with repairs for this. So if you have to order anything for the Arco, since it's not on, nothing's on their website other than nozzles right now, reach out to their support. They've been super helpful. So thank you again, Frozen, for that. So what caused our issue last week? So we thought we got it back up and running, and then for some reason we had another nozzle clog. So every once in a while, this has probably happened to me 2 or 3 times since I started printing in 2018. You'll hit a roll of filament that just isn't great. You'll get the clog after clog after clog, and you know, if you're using the same settings as you were before on a previous roll of filament, it's usually you can troubleshoot it. I took apart the nozzle probably about 12 times and it kept happening to me. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, okay, so I'm doing the same thing and nothing is improving. When I say the same things, I mean taking apart the nozzle. And I actually went all the way down to taking apart the hot end, which is slightly kind of complicated. Again, I'll go over these steps probably later this week or maybe next week after I do the video editing of taking apart the hot end and the extruder block. It's 3 screws and then another screw that you have to undo for that nozzle. I would recommend that if you are going to troubleshoot trying to get things out of the hot block or heat block, I'll see if I can put this on a live stream later. I had to use these no cloggers that I got. I believe it's off of Amazon, and a not necessarily a heat torch, but just a little grill lighter. I would heat up this end, and I would shove it into the hot end once it was fully assembled or disassembled, and I was able to get the piece of filament out of there once this cooled down back out. So that I could get it unclogged. So we're back up and running per se. I've printed off several things since then. So one of the things that I printed off, this was also in Elegoo's Rapid Pet G. This is a Super Mario block piggy bank that I'm working on, but this printed off no problem. So I know that the nozzle clog has been solved. Will we get another one? Who knows? But we solved the problem. It was the roll of filament that I was using. I have since tossed out that roll of filament because I do not want to go through that entire roll of filament causing nozzle clogs. Oh, something I do need to know. Part of the troubleshooting process when I was trying to identify that, I'm like, all right, if I'm getting this nozzle clog on the Frozen Arco, will this filament clog up any of my other printers? I moved it over to the Elegoo Centauri Carbon and try to print something off. Nope. Clogged up that nozzle, and then I moved it over to the Bamboo P1Ss, and again clogged up that nozzle. So that was like my final troubleshooting process for figuring out it was the filament. So just that one particular roll, I've printed like I say hundreds of Pet G rolls. Excuse me. So it was a simple fix. It just had to go through the troubleshooting processes. So that is what we printed off since then. So let's go ahead and try this screen share here in a second. Actually, let's get into our pretzels. For those of you just now joining the live stream, we are going to, for the first time, try to do screen share on the live stream so we can show you the process that we use here at the studio to load up something on the Frozen Arco. We might have some hiccups in there during that process, and then you'll get to see that troubleshooting if that occurs. Again, this is the Dill pickle pretzel sticks by Pop Daddy Pretzels. Well, um, okay. So instead of, and they don't have as much stuff on them as some of the other live streams one that we tried from Pop Daddy. They're good. They're, well, I guess if you took it, the best way I could, if you took a pretzel stick and dipped it in pickle juice, that's what you get with these. Huh, that's good. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna find a file over on Maker World. We're going to open up a new tab here. I'm gonna screen share in just a second. I'm gonna get over to Maker World first so you guys can see this. Right now, still have plenty of yellow, rapid yellow pet G from Elegoo loaded up. So I'm gonna try to find Super Mario stuff to print with that. So I'm gonna try to screen capture here. See if you guys can see it. All right, you should be able to see my screen now. Um, you'll see that I have the YouTube up here so that I can monitor you guys in the chat. And then we also have Maker World over here. So I'm going to search for something for Super Mario. Let's do some stars. I don't know, Super Mario coins. Coin bank. Now it's kind of redundant, but I want to see if they have. I thought they had one out there somewhere. Well, that's kind of cool. Since it's going to be mostly yellow. Let's see. Coin bank. I want to do it. This is the one that I'm printing, well, a version of it that I'm printing right now. So we got a two-sided Super Mario coin. Now you guys get to see the process that I go through to find things that I like to print off. There we go. This looks nice. Hey, this is from our friend Blueprint 3D. I am a follower and Patreon member of Blueprint 3D. This is awesome that we can provide that. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the 3MF file. We're going to click that, and you'll see it'll pop up over here. And then I'm going to go to Show in Folder. Actually, I should just be able to double click it since I already have Orca Slicer set as my default slicer. We're going to double click that. Looks like you guys are able to see. I'm monitoring on YouTube. So we double click that and it should load up Orca Slicer here. So you can see prepare. I might have to open it up through this way, open project. Yeah, so this is the piggy bank. It's also from our friend Blueprint 3D. You can see I got a question marks loaded. It's loaded in blue, but I just played around with the colors while I was trying to do the screen share. So no, I don't want to save these changes because I was just messing with the colors. Now I want to discard these changes because I don't want any changes to take effect. So you'll see our file here. Again, I'll go through this process. So I went to File, Open Project. I do not want to save any changes because the changes I made I don't want. So I don't want those either. I'm going to select our file here, Blueprint 3D Super Mario Coin Bank. And it should load our file into the slicer. Nope, not that one. So let's try this again. Discard. That's the one I was working on earlier. It'll be in my downloads. Right there it is. You guys can also see that I downloaded some Katana Dragon scales, some Minecraft blocks. I mean, all sorts of stuff that I'm printing. It's fun. I love to print toys for kids. Holy cow. So right now our printer is set to the default of Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. I don't know why that's default. I'm going to switch that over to the Arceus. We're going to transfer that. I do want the same infills. Looks like they're making it 5% gyroid. Whatever the default is, I click transfer so that it accepts what Blueprint 3D has put into his print profile. I'm going to try to scroll this over here. Maybe. Right click, drag. All right, I'm going to zoom out. So this is going to take up pretty much our entire build plate of the Frozen Arco. I nicknamed ours Arceus. Make sure you guys are okay here. I think my cats have found something in the window that they would like to chase. I'm going to go over here to make sure there's nothing in the comments. Looks like everybody's still doing good. So we're going to go back to our slicer here. So now we're going to go to our coin bank. So this is going to take up, it looks like the full build plate, which is exciting, or a good part of the full build plate of the Arceus. We're going to transfer this. Yeah, it's going to take up a very good portion of the build plate. I got to turn this to yellow so you guys can see. It's going to be an awesome coin bank. Now, there's our little coin. What's cool about this file is the base is a twist and lock, or looks like maybe a plug. We'll find out when we print it. So let's see. If you want to do some loop at G, give me just a second, guys. Grab our friend here. Oh, I unplugged something. All right, sorry about that, guys. Back to what we're doing. We got this loaded up. So if you want to change your filament, you go over here to the filament section, and you can either select any of the presets that are coming here, or if you want to add a new filament, which we talked about in one of our previous live streams, but we didn't have the I didn't learn the screen share ability yet. So I believe we go over here to the set filaments to use. Or maybe it's under, it takes a second for the set filaments to use button. You'll see that I get the spinning wheel of death. I think that's because it reaches out and it tries to pull all of the updated filament profiles that Orca Slicer has. If you guys haven't checked out Blueprint 3D stuff, he's amazing. He does custom lightbox work too. So any of our Minecraft font lightboxes he does and things like that. So now you're going to see the system filaments and custom filaments box. I usually just try to stick with the system filaments. Let's make sure there's no questions in the comments here. All right, we're doing good. Go back to Orca Slicer. So you'll see in here where there's all these different filament profiles. You have your printer, so you're going to want to select the Phrozen Arco. There's a whole process if you haven't manually loaded it in yet. Phrozen does have directions on their website. Maybe we can go over that in one of the future videos. But you'll select the Phrozen Arco. I also have Elegoo printers and Bamboo, even though you can't use Bamboo on Orca Slicer anymore, I still have them on there. I I have my Centauri Carbon. I've had an N3 Pro. I've had all these other. I added the FlashForge 85X. I was going to get it, but changed my mind. But we're going to go down here to filament types. I selected all because I want to have all the available filaments as possible for me. And then most importantly, you're going to come down here and you're going to select vendor. So there is an Elgus. If Orca Slicer is updated for you, there is an Elgu, there is a eSun, there's a Polymaker, a Sunlu, Overture, and Bamboo Lab. For each one of these you check, you'll have an available selection down below. So I'm going to unselect Elise, and what other do I not use? Just that one. So as you see, when you unselect the option, you're going to see that it changes what's available for you to select. So you're going to scroll down, and then there's a scroll bar on the bottom. You're going to want to select it and go all the way to the right until you find the filament that you would like to select. So for me, looks like there is FlashForge and other ones in here too. So for me, I would like to find this Sunlu because I use Sunlu a lot. I'm working on getting in contact with them to see if they would like to sponsor the channel. Fingers crossed on that, guys. And then you'll go over here and there's Sunlu PETG or PETG. And I know previously we have tried the eSun PETG, and that's also available there if you click the eSun option. So mine's already checked, so I'm not going to change anything. You click confirm, and then it should load into the drop-down menu for you. So then at that point, you'll go in here and you'll come down and you'll scroll down until you find your option. And then you'll click it, and then you'll change it to whatever color you like. So you got yellow, green, any of the colors. If you want a custom color, you can click one of these, I believe, and then you can select the color that you wish. I'll put that here. So that is what I do. Click OK, and that adds it the custom color. So we're gonna print this Super Mario coin bank. So let's scroll out a little bit here so you can see this is the Phrozen Arco, and it takes up a very good portion. I believe it should be set to 5% infill. Let's check our going to be supports on this. I am going to go to the file real quick here and see if there's any information. Before you click print, you're going to want to check and see if there's any description that the artist has put in there for your information. Blueprint 3D says, here's my version of a Super Mario coin piggy bank. The stand is super neat and acts as a stand and a plug as well. Super cool print. And let's see, if you're interested in selling your prints, which we do sell some of his prints, or their prints, you can select the Patreon. Awesome print, added a little customization. So I do not see where anyone has talked about any sort of supports. So we're going to try initially without supports and see what it does. We're going to go back to Orca Slicer. I just want to make sure that this is, oh yeah, it is slightly flat on the bottom, so that should be okay. And I'm going to slice the plate, and let's see how much filament and time it's going to take to print this. I'm super excited about this because when we worked the Pentwater Fall Festival and we counted down the cash till, I have a ton of change that I don't have anywhere to put right now, or any place to put all the change. So this will be kind of a neat little thing to fill up as we get the spare change from the art fairs that we work. We're going to try to work 4 of them a year, so this will be pretty fun. Looks like there's tons of layers. Okay, so it is going to put in some general supports. I didn't click the enable support option, so these must be pre-programmed into the file. So thank you for Blueprint 3D for putting that in there. Looks like it's going to be just over 400 grams of filament, so just under half a roll. I got 2/3 of a roll there, so we should have plenty of that there. But it takes about 16 hours according to the slicer. So now I am going to make sure we're going to go back and click print. And then I am going to change the name. For some reason, it does not like the standard names today. So we're just going to put coin bank. Coin bank, because I printed another one earlier today to sell by Blueprint 3D at our art fairs. So I'm going to upload and print, and then I'm going to switch back over to Streamlabs and switch back to the webcam. So we'll turn off the screen share. Hopefully you guys got to see all that. Hey, Andrew Crabb, I can see you now. Sorry, we're doing that demonstration. I can see you in the chat now. Hi, did you know Sunlu has some glow-in-the-dark PETG? Thinking of buying some of it to try it. I do know that they have some PETG that is glow-in-the-dark. Maybe in our next filament order, which is going to be pretty soon here, I'm going to try and maybe get some. The trick with at least PLA's glow-in-the-dark is it's very abrasive to the extruders. So I think the Frozen Arco should be able to handle it. So I'll get some and check it out. It would be cool to like print the center of the coin in glow-in-the-dark filament if they have a yellow version. So let's open up the Frozen cam and see how we're doing back there. See if we're moving. Hi, Riley. How you doing, buddy? You coming to see everybody? All right. So that's what we're printing. Looks like it. Yep, we're 85%. I'm actually going to back the camera up a little bit. I want to be able to show you guys the screen as well. Looks like thinking Halloween decorations to put on the porch. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. And that way PETG will hold up better in the sun. I'm going to try to figure out why the camera's not functioning properly. Let's check this out. We're going to open the source properties. We're going to change it to, hi guys. And then we'll change it back. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working. I had to change it to the integrated webcam for a second. So we got a lot of glass glare there. So let's see, maybe it was better to just leave it up against the glass. I think what happened is I unplugged it by accident and then it got stuck. Nope, not like that. I want it to be... it's too high. See if I can't lower it a little bit for you all. If you guys have any ideas on what we can do for this camera, I want to be able for you guys to see exactly what's going on in the printer. Maybe there's a way we can stream the if I can't angle this down just a wee bit. That's still too. Or maybe I can can raise it up a little bit and then you can see that a downward angle. Maybe that'll work. Once we get to figure it out here, it'll be, yeah, that seems to work pretty good. So if you're just joining us on the live stream, we just loaded up a coin bank from Blueprint 3D. We are a sponsor, or not a sponsor, but we are a Patreon supporter of his, so that we can get the perks of being able to commercially sell their prints at art fairs and things like that. So that's how we're supporting the channel, as we're getting these new printers and stuff. We're paying for them out of pocket, but we're doing the work to do it. We just did the Pentwater Fall Festival Art Fair. We just raffled off in the beginning of the live stream this Nightwing Dragon and this Candy Corn Dragon. Also, if you're joining us on the live stream and you would like a sticker, send me an email to thegloriousgeeks01@gmail.com and I'll get you a sticker out in the mail. I need to get it within the next 24, 48 hours because I'm going to the post office on Friday to ship out some stuff. And it could be shipping you a sticker. We're trying the dill pickle pretzel sticks here. I'm printing pretzels. And I'm actually surprised at how good they are. When I grabbed the bag out of the cupboard to try them, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about these ones. And it's like dipping a pretzel stick in a jar of pickle juice. Just not as pungent. Not that I've ever done that. So we're doing the auto leveling process right now. You guys can see where I did a bunch of prints earlier. There's plenty of glue sticks still there. I was printing the bottoms, the plugs for those coin banks. Later on, I'll go through and I'll print the other parts of those coin banks so I can finish them. Drop it in the comments if you guys have had issues with your bed being too adhesive. So something I was going to talk to you all about. I've noticed that, I don't know if it's with just PETG, but I haven't had any issue with any other filament type, well, PLA. I'm getting some of these colors that, I just can't scrape off the build plate. Do you guys have that issue with yours? Some of the other things that you can't really see it right now that I've printed off since our last live stream. I'll turn this off real quick. That wonderful lion's hammer, guarded by yours truly, Dante. I printed off in PETG. I did the handle. I maximized the build plate with the handle. And I did that in Strong Hero 3D's blue gradient filament. And I also printed the hammerhead on the P1S. I did it with a multicolor so that the lion inside of it, I could run LEDs through it. So the standard file that you can find on Maker World does not have that ability. I had to go into the slicer and put a tube, a negative modifier tube through the entire handle so that I could run through there. And ironically, this was not planned. Uncle Jesse just released a video, shout out to him, on a Thor hammer, on some of the tests that he did with it for the tensile strength of the handle. I promise, I did that hammer a week ago. Andrew Crop, yes, with PETG, needed to put glue down to provide a layer. Andrew, when you put the glue and stuff down, did you get any color transfers from the old print to the next print that you did? Because I definitely have. One of the parts that I'm having Frozen send me is going to be a new build plate. I'm going to see if I can't. Maybe it's just the build plate that I have. I don't know. But let me turn this back on so you guys can see. We're doing our first layers here. So this should be the base of the coin bank. Oh, I did it. I should have turned it. Oops. David Walton, joining late. It's all right, man. We're here. We're going to be here for another hour and 15 minutes. So some of the things that you might have missed. We did a raffle for our Pentwater supporters. We went to the Pentwater Fall Festival Art Fair. With every purchase that you got a raffle ticket for one of these two. I know last week when you guys wanted to see what this candy corn dragon looks like. So let me hide the printer for just a second as we print that first layer. Here we go. Frozen cam. We're going to turn you off. So yeah, this guy turned out great. That's that candy corn dragon we talked about last week. That thing turned out so good. I can't wait to get the chroma kit so I can print bigger things like this on the Frozen Arco. Because this, I could have made this, probably at least 50% bigger. And I printed out of all the excess filament that I had left over from whatever orange and yellow prints. And so it turned out really good. I am super, super happy about that. And then we also raffled off this Nightwing Dragon. Andrew Crop answers, no, but I washed off the build plate before the next print. I'll try that next time. Maybe I'll be able to wash off the color. It's almost like it's like filament that's in there. But that's a good point. I do have a washing kit over here. I could do that. Do you just use standard soap and water? That's usually what I do with the other build plates that I have. Dawn soap and water, and then dry it. But this thing, Cinderwing 3D, guys, this is super awesome. Um, I am so excited to see it. This turned out so beautiful. Uh, Congratulations to, again, blue ticket number 742159, and then for the candy corn dragon, again, ticket number 742125. I'm curious how many colors the Arco will finally, David says, I'm curious how many colors the Arco will finally get to print with. Originally, they were saying 16. Now on their site for the Chroma kit, it says 7 to 8 colors. Um, yeah, and Andrew answers my question of the Dawn soap and water, so thank you on that. Yeah, me too. I'm really excited. Even 4 colors is usually what I print in. I would love to be able to print more than that, but then you start talking about some serious filament waste, which, uh, just to let you guys know, I might have pulled the trigger on backing the Snapmaker U1. I'm backer number 22,000 some odd change. But good news is I did get into not the early bird tier, but it's the one right after that that's scheduled to release in November. So we should get our printer sometime in January or February, I think is what Snapmaker said. So congratulations, guys. We managed to raise enough funds through the Pentwater Fall Festival to get us that next printer. Thank you to everyone that came out to there and showed up and supported us there. So that was awesome. Thought I'd update you guys on that. So we will be doing that. David Walton says, "Oh, I ordered one too. I got the November early bird one." Yeah, you'll have to let us know. I don't know if I got the November one. I don't think I got it in the early bird tier. I'll have that updated information for you guys for the next live stream. But yes, I did get into that. I'm super excited. Uh, Whoever backed out of that tier because it wasn't available initially, thank you. Because I didn't think I'd get into that one that early. So I appreciate your change of mind. It allows me to get content a little bit earlier, hopefully. Uh, I might send out an email to Snapmaker and see if they want to send me mine a little early. I don't know, but it would be cool to have it on the channel to print with you all. And sometime, I'm assuming, I do. I watched the video that they had going through like the factory and stuff that they could show us, and that was pretty neat. I'm assuming that it won't be anytime soon. Uh, Another note for the channel. Let me turn that printer back on so you can see it. We did back the. Well, that's weird. Oh, it's a support that's printing. We did get some of the Sunlu AMS heaters from Sunlu for the Bamboo P1Ss and all the Bamboo AMS systems except for the AMS Lite. And those should be shipping, or those have shipped to us. We got the notifications for that. So that'll be content that I'll be reviewing too pretty soon. Lots of content to film. Hope I can get the editing done pretty quickly. I'm super excited about that. Just to have the ability, even if I'm not using the AMS, to dry my filament. Because I've got rolls and rolls and rolls of filament that just sit there until I'm ready to use them again. David Walton says, I finally got my Penta shield installed. Looks really nice. The arms on the lid were the hardest part. They were indeed the hardest part, but I think they're going to be the coolest part because I would hate to have to move that lid without those gas struts arms. So those are pretty cool. Looks like we got a little bit of a glare on the camera here. I'm going to move it up more. See if you guys can't. There we go. Now we got some good footage there. No glare, just straight awesomeness. So I'm assuming that those, other than the center circle on that, is going to be the supports for the coin bank. Looks like that first layer is going down pretty well. It's a little bit, but it's not peeling up or anything. Um, if you guys have been doing PETG on your Arcos at all, um, have you been doing glue stick? Well, I still have tons of glue stick on my build plate. Uh, what have you been doing to help with that first layer? Is there something that in the Z offset we can do to make it go up a little bit? Because it seems like it's almost a little bit too close to the build plate. I've gone through the calibration several times to see if it'll fix it on its own, but I haven't really had any success for that. But when I print with PLA, I don't really have an issue. Or if I use a brim, I don't know, it's weird. But it's going pretty well. I can tell by the first layer it's not going to fail. Well, that thing should be, I should come down here sometime tomorrow and be like, whoa. Uh, so we're doing pretty good there. If you haven't noticed, we've done some of the upgrades and cleaning up of the studio. We got new lighting down here, so I don't have to use the little tripod light stand from Cobalt. I mean, shout out to Cobalt for making that. But now that we got the upgrade lights, it is much brighter down here. So I'm super, super excited. Thank you guys for supporting us and watching us and adding to that wonderful, wonderful watch hours for the YouTube algorithm to pick us up. So it's almost like it's a little bright. I wonder if I turn off the light if you guys can see it. Yeah. Let's see if I can. Can you see it? Yeah, you guys can see it better without the light. That's interesting. Andrew Crow, I ran into the Z offset on the eSun Pet G. I had to raise it. No issues with the Sunlu Pet G. It's weird. It's almost like it's a little bit too low. It doesn't really affect any of my prints per se. It's kind of, oh, it doesn't even cause elephant's foot. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just that initial layer. Andrew, how much did you have to raise the Z offset by? I'm gonna move this down to the bottom now so you can see the Akko doing its thing back there. If you're just now joining us on the live stream, or you just joined us in the last 20 or 30 minutes, we last week we ran into that issue with the nozzle clog. Sorry, I gotta get something to drink. It's dill pickle. We ran into the issue with the nozzle clog, and then we unclogged it while we're on the live stream. Started printing, and it clogged again. So, and it took us the majority of the live stream to get that nozzle clog undone. And then when it clogged again, that was towards the end of the live stream. Offline, I took the nozzle apart and had to assemble it, disassemble it, assemble it, disassemble it, probably close to a dozen times. I really know this hot end and nozzle really well now. So I'm going to do a video on that. I'm working on a makerspace over here on the side to be able to have a camera that points down while I'm working. So look forward to that. I got to get some sort of like camera mount for the ceiling off of Amazon. And then on top of that, we're gonna do a breakdown of not only like the hot end assembly, but also the nozzle, because I wound up having to go a little bit step further because the roll of PETG I was using, and I'll go into how I troubleshot that a little bit later. Andrew answers, don't remember, not on the same PC or as my Orca slicer. Yes, please, hot end maintenance video would be awesome. David, yes, I promise that will be coming out. I want to try to get that filming done tomorrow. Uh, I just need to see if I can figure out a way to get the camera. I have a tripod mount that I can like put behind it to look down, I just might have to turn the video around when I edit. But anyways, I'm gonna record that. But what's awesome is I broke that down many times, and I finally had to get a good old trusty no clogger out. I believe you can order these on Amazon. It is again no clogger, and you want the 1.75 millimeter. Uh, Once I got the full hot end assembly broken down, uh, then I went into the nozzle. So the nozzle has, don't hold me to this because it's been probably 4 days since I did it. I've seen some posts on Facebook of people complaining it's not as easy as it should be. Uh, Once you do it a few times, it's it's repetitive and it is easier than what we had when we had the bed slingers all the time, the Neptune 3s and 4s. No clogger is a must-have, David. I agree. I have two of them. Uh, so I broke down the extruder block and then I went down to the hot end. It was three, I think it's three screws, and then there's like a middle screw that like holds it in place. So I took those apart, and then I could get to the end of the hot end assembly, and then that's where I took I didn't do this to the hot end, I did it to the end of the no clogger. I heated it up with a, uh, just a, I don't even know if I have it around here. Uh, it was a lighter that I have, and not a big lighter, but like one of the ones you light a grill with, a long nosed ones. So I just heated this up, and then I held the hot end because it's not attached. The machine is not hot, and I slid this down into the hot end so that I could get to the filament. And then once it started to cool, I pull it back out. I had to do it 2 or 3 times just because the filament kept sliding off. But then I finally it popped out, and then here we are back printing with the Phrozen Arco. So I know the um, things on the Phrozen website say that it could be most likely it's stuck in the extruder gear assembly where the extruders push the filament into the hot end where that plastic area is right there. Not every time. So I'll try to see if I can't get that video recorded because it's important for community, especially this is a new printer and I don't remember how many backers there were for this printer, but I'm pretty sure there was a lot. So I won't be the only one that has the problem, and I want to be able to give you guys that content as a community. I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Um, but if you're wanting a sticker, send me an email to thegloriousgeeks01@gmail.com, and I'll get you guys. I'll need your address, obviously, but I'll get you guys out a sticker. I'm going to the post office this Friday. That'll be today's the first. It'll be, I believe, October 2nd, 2025 is when I'm going to the post office. I'm looking at getting maybe a PO box in case you guys want to send something to the Glorious Geeks or to myself to if there's a specific filament you want me to try out, you can ship it to the PO box, and then I'll know it's there. Just so we can do some fun things. If you want to send me a bag of pretzels to try, you can do that. So next live stream, I'll have that for you guys. So doing some cool things. Also, I do want to note that Elegoo does advertise that their PETG can handle up to 600 millimeters per second for the rapid PETG. So that's why you'll probably see the Phrozen logo going back and forth pretty quickly. I do have it sped up a little bit. But we printed these Mario blocks. I didn't print the bottoms yet on the Phrozen Arco. I printed them at 200% size because I wanted bigger coin banks and be able to fit dollar bills and stuff in it without having to like super fold them up. So those, I got to print the white parts that go here. There's this is again by Blueprint 3D. Shout out to you. Thanks for being awesome and creating these cool things. They got these sections right here where the little white pegs will slide in here. And then I'll probably, if they don't snap in, then I'll probably just glue the question marks on here. It's gonna be super awesome. I had one of these at my art booth this past fall festival, and I didn't know if I was gonna sell. If people still do coins or not, and it didn't make it 30 minutes into the fair, and it was gone. So that's something I got to go around and print out. we'll be doing some more filming here shortly for the SCADAS panels. If you haven't checked out that first video, we went over some of the things like this peg that I'm about to use for the no clogger. It's got a hole in the handle, and I can just hang it right up here, and it's super handy to have. So we're just trying to organize our makerspace. One of the other prints that I've done on this Phrozen Arco, not the whole print, but the handle portion, I did max out for the entire build volume. And it's our lion's hammer over there that you can see above our catnapping Dante. Apparently he likes the vibration of the printer. So that's the Yellow Goose Centauri carbon he's taking a catnap on. So we're doing good things on the good old YouTube here. Congratulations again to our winners for our raffles. I am still amazed at how colorful and gorgeous this turned out. That was one of the biggest compliments that we got at our art fair this weekend, was some of the colors that we used for our filaments were just out of this world. So I'm super, super, super happy about how that turned out. And then nothing like using all of your leftover white, or not necessarily white, but yellow and orange filament for our candy corn dragon. He turned out really good. So we're super excited about that. If you guys have any, David Walt Hammer came out nice. Yeah. So that was a project that that my lovely fiance Abigail was pushing me to do, but I didn't want to do it yet because I really wanted to do either the U1 or the Bamboo H2C, because we're not going to have any filament waste. And I really wanted to do it all like the handle, like extravagant in multicolor. But I wound up thinking about it for a while, kicking it around. And well, what if if I'm going to do a lion's hammer, because I'm a huge Lions fan. If I'm going to do a lion's hammer, what can I do the handle out of that would look cool? And their Lions colors are blue and Honolulu blue and silver. So I remember that I have blue gradient filament from Strong Hero 3D. So we took that and maximized the build volume height-wise for the Phrozen Arco. And I'm like, all right, so I got an actual like heavy Thor hammer. And actually I can, let me grab it for you guys so you can see it. There is one line in there. That's because I had a power outage during it. Hi, Dante. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. So let me grab that for you guys so you can see it here. It won't be powered, but I can plug it into my laptop so you can see it. Come here, buddy. This thing turned out amazing. And I promise I was not thinking about Uncle Jesse videos was not out. I am not in collaboration with him. This just happened to be the same time as he released his. But this is programmable, so there's a QR code on the back of the USB stick that you can program it with your phone. But it turned out absolutely amazing. This thing is epic. I'm so happy. I feel like Thor when I wield this thing. It's super awesome. I need to go through and probably make the handle a little bit sturdier. I might take my Sunlu filament pen and just go around and weld it here, and then it'll be even more sturdy. So, but I am very excited that this turned out. So what I did in the slicer for this part is I found a file on Maker World, and it excuse me, that was the Lions logo per se, and I took it and saved it as a file, and then I loaded it as an object, as a modified object onto the side of the hammer. And then I pushed it into the side, and then I told the bamboo slicer, because I had to do a Bamboo Studio, to print just this part, the Lions logo, in that blue gradient Pet G from Strong Hero 3D. So it turned out super good. This Thor hammer is made by Cosmic Prints. That's who the file's from. So it's super exciting if you want to support them. It does say, he who wields this hammer Commands the lightning on the top, right there. Oh, you want to check out the hammer, Momo? Here you go, buddy. Here you go, buddy. But hey, you're in the middle of the live stream there, bud. But that turned out super good, so we're super excited about that. Uh, so that's some of the cool things that we're able had if we did not have the Frozen Arco, we would not be able to print the hammer that big because we would have been able to print the handle as long as it needed to be. So that's super exciting. That's something I wanted to ask you guys. When it comes to overhangs in PETG, is there a different uh, way to do bridging than there is for PLA? As far as I'm aware of, uh, I've been using the same settings as PLA bridging, and it could be David Walton. Gotta think we should be getting the chroma this month. If we are getting the chroma this month, that would be huge because maybe I'll go through and if you guys know of like a super shiny uh, silver PETG, that'd be awesome because I'd like to color this emblem at the bottom. It's a Celtic emblem, but I didn't want to do it. And it'd be like a good way to test the chroma kit to see how accurate it is. I didn't want to do it in a Bamboo Studio just because I didn't want to waste the filament, but if I'm going to test it out, I'd love to be able to do the emblem. But I'm going to set these over on the side here. They're out of the way. Try not to step on our cord for the printer camera. Super excited about what we're doing here on the channel. David Walton, I printed the top piece from the install video, so now I'm just waiting. When you say the top piece from the install video, what do you mean, David? I'm not sure. Install video for what? I might be drawing a blank here. So far, so good. Our supports are going down nicely. Well, hi there again, Momo. Do you want a pretzel? I don't think so. You probably can smell that dill pickle a mile away. Oh, for the lid. Okay. I've not yet printed out that piece. So is there a piece that we need to print off in order to be able to use the chroma kit? Actually, now that you're saying that, come here, Momo. Come here, Bubba. Come here, Bubba. I love you. Um, Now that you say that, I vaguely remember a conversation last week about that needing to print off that piece. So I'll have to go and look and see what that is because I want to be ready for the chroma kit to arrive. I'm assuming that it'll be kind of like the last two boxes we've gotten shipped from Frozen. It just will randomly appear on my FedEx list one day, and 2 days later I'll get it. It's supposed to keep your spools from wobbling. It just fits on the Arco. Okay. Yeah, we don't want spool wobble because that might mess up some prints. You get tangled filament around the spool or something like that. Trying to think what I want to print first. Of course, we got to try multicolored benchy maybe, but trying to think of something that we could print and maybe sell later. But that would be fun. I'm gonna move this back up here. But yeah, I'll unplug this so it doesn't distract you guys. Um, so that that's been our journey through the last week or so. We got to troubleshoot the nozzle and the hot end assembly quite uh, intricately, and it's not as daunting as it seems to be in the beginning. It's the hardest part about it is getting over the initial working on it. If you don't mind taking out a few screws, it's definitely not like your A1 Mini or your A1 or even now the H2S or the H2D where you can just flip that class, pull out the hot end, and then put in a new one. It's not that easy, I promise you. You see, that's what you're looking for. This is definitely not the printer for you. But this is not difficult to disassemble. Maybe if you have time, uh, 10 minutes, you'll follow the directions, and I'll try to get a video out to you guys of me doing it. It'll be a two-part video. It'll be the first one, I'll be disassembling it off the printer, and then the second part, I guess a four-part video, it'd be taking apart the actual hot end at the workstation, and then reassembling it, and then reassembling it back on the printer. Is what my thought process is for that. David Walton also says they also have a download to print a multicolored benchy to test the chroma kit. Yeah, let's do that just to see how we're handling it. Uh, David, I know you joined late. I did reach out to Frozen support to see if I can get like an extra hot end assembly, uh, and maybe an extra hot end or two and a build plate because I kind of ground mine to dust on one side. They did. They're not sponsoring me by sending any of that. I do get a heavy discount on it because I am content creation for them. Um, so they give me a good discount on it. So we'll be getting some spare parts so that if we do have another breakdown, uh, shout out to Tom from Frozen Support. I appreciate the uh, the help on that. So we'll be getting some parts for them. So if we have any breakdowns, we'll be able to change our spare tire and still be on the road. Uh, Also, I do plan on, just like with the bamboo light box behind me, putting somewhere on this printer a frozen light box, maybe up above it at some point once I get all the cables organized in the studio. It'll be really cool. If you haven't checked out our SCADAS video yet, there are some cool files on there you can check out. David Walton, I heeded your warning and did a calibration right after the apprentice shield install. Very, very awesome because I did not. And the only way you can get another bed that I know of right now is if you message Frozen support because they don't have it listed on their website right now. The only thing I think they have on there is the nozzles. And I don't even know if they're shipping those yet. So I'm glad that you were able to learn from my my hefty mistake. At least they did give us double-sided build plates, so that's helping me out right now, or helping us out right now. So, but we're doing pretty good things on this. But as you can see, we got back up running and printing. I printed off plenty of things since then, and we haven't had, knock on wood, another nozzle clog yet. It wound up being just a bad spool filament. I tested it at other printers that clogged their nozzles too. Must have been something in the filament. Just wasn't very good. Uh, so, and luckily, I don't even think it was in the whole roll of filament. It was only like a quarter roll left. So it wasn't like I was out a bunch of filament. So we tossed that out, grabbed a new roll, and we're good. And so I gotta find a cool stand for this thing, uh, just so I can put it up on the wall up there. I printed off a Minecraft sword. Maybe I'll use that. See if I can't put like a Scatus peg on the back of it. For those of you that backed the U1, what are you most excited about for that printer? For me, it's just the lack of filament waste. Andrew Crab, if I don't expect a quick reply from Frozen Support, I just got an email from them saying they have a backlog of tickets. I don't know if it's me or not, but I've got somebody. It usually takes them about a day to respond. Uh, since they are, I think they're based out of Hong Kong, but they respond to me in a decent amount of time. Um, David says less waste and faster multicolor printing. Uh, Andrew, is there something you're having trouble with? Uh, did you have any issue with? Um, I know for some folks they've been having some issue with frozen support. I, I will say for the U1, I'm excited about the faster multicolor printing too, David. Oh, that's right. There is a holiday from 10/1 to 10/8 in China right now. That is correct. I don't remember what holiday it is, but they are on a week holiday. So they're getting some vacation time. We're getting ready to head into our holiday season, which is Thanksgiving to New Year's. Saving all that PTO for that week and a half that you can maximize your days off. Super excited for this coin bank and to see how big it is. I don't know where I'm gonna put it here in the studio. There might be maybe there's a shelf I can print, or maybe it'll fit on one of those black shelves back there. But how you doing, Momo? Getting poor adhesion on the center left side of the bed, stringing and wavy. Tried multiple filaments, all from a dryer. Um, just on one side of the bed, the back, the center left side of the bed. When you uh, when you take, this is just a thought off the top of my head. When you take your build plate off, are all the screws um tightened down on the base? Like the when you lift it up there, I think there's screws underneath there that could be tightened. Okay, they are. All right. That was my first guess. Um, I wonder if there's anything from the inside that needs to be tightened, or if it's just maybe it's a defect. I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Come on, we gotta go down there, buddy. Uh, the center left. Hopefully they didn't get back to you. Have they uh have they gotten back to you at all? And when did you start having the issue? Are you back for some more? Are you back for some more? So far it looks good. Looks like the base of the coin bank is printing pretty well. I didn't realize that's the flat part. Really? That's huge. Yeah? Oh, something I didn't take in it. Oh no, it's pre-programmed, so hopefully 3D Blueprint thought of it. Usually I adjust my Z height for my support, so I would assume that he's a pretty good, I shouldn't say he, they are a pretty good file designer. I've not had any issues with theirs, especially their light boxes are really good. Really, really good. Like their Star Wars light box, on point. I like how you can push it through, and I used glow in the dark filament for the Star Wars name, and it was really cool. After it lit up for a while and you turn out the light, it still glowed for a little while. Andrew Crowd, just in the last week, the issue started. I got an email today saying they are running behind. I opened the ticket on Sunday. Yeah, so it might be a little while because of the holiday. Hopefully they can still get to you. Hopefully, maybe they carry a minimum staff during that. I don't know. But we'll be right here with you. Um, I'm waiting for, excuse me. I'm waiting for a reply from them so I can get that order finalized so I can get my parts out here too. Um, Hi, buddy. So that's what we're getting into is trying to get a new build plate and some spare parts for the stream. Everybody enjoys their holidays. We enjoy ours too. Don't we, Momo? Yeah. So we get to spend some time with little Gizmo Gambit. Yes, we do. Have you guys tried any other filaments on your printers? I've not been brave enough to try or on your Arco. I'm in no rush. They seem like a small operation. I think they are a smaller company. I know their resin printers are pretty good. I think that this is their first forte into the FDM world. I think they're trying to get a small corner of that market. On a side note, have you guys seen that uh, Hobby Lobby sells filament? I saw Uncle Jesse's video on that, and I was like, what? I gotta go check out my Hobby Lobby and see if they have any and see how good it is. It's pretty cheap. It's $12 a roll. I get, I'm not sponsored or anything by Sunloom. I get Sunloom's about $12 a roll when it goes on sale. So I'll be interested to see if it's any good in comparison. Hopefully they will do better than Anchor Make. Uh, yeah, I hope so. I really hope they do better than Anchor Make. That was really promising, and I don't know what happened to that printer. Kind of just fell off the face of the earth. I'm definitely hoping the U1 does better than Anchor Make. I know it did really well in the Kickstarter. I saw that they showed us the inside of the factory. I don't remember one of the gentleman's videos right now, but I did see that, and it's exciting to see that they are working it out. So we'll see how fast they can get our printers to us. Will it take a year and a half? I don't know. Oh, they. So can you even use the Anchor Make anymore? That's sad. I actually like Anchor for their power stations. Actually use one of their C1000 power station here. I don't have it in here right now because I used it at the art fair, but I'll be bringing it back in shortly to make sure we have at least an hour or two backup for our printers here if the power goes out. During the summertime, we get peak hours here, and by next summer we need to upgrade to one that I can run for about. I can run 10 printers on for about 6 or 7 hours. Andrew Krupp says, I saw that too, made me realize I couldn't do factory work. Yeah, I don't think most Americans could do factory work anymore. I don't think it's in our DNA anymore. It's hard work, and props to the workers at the factories doing that work. You are doing work that I cannot. I don't even. I couldn't do, let alone. I don't know if I'd be willing to do it. So thank you for making our printers, whoever you are out there, and uh, the country of I believe it's China. Don't hold me to that, but thank you for making those printers and getting them out to us. That is hard, hard work. I don't know how many more of these pretzels I can eat though. That might be a good thing though. You eat too many of them. Those are good, but they're like, I guess you could have them about the same as the dill pickle chips. Maybe slightly less dilly. If I can get Pet G down on this machine enough, I'd like to start printing my Gridfinity bins on this machine just because it's got that big print bed. I could get more bins on the bed. But I got to figure out how to handle the overhangs because on the Gridfinity bins, and you can even kind of, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but on that Thor hammer here, the hammerhead prints like this. And with PLA, you can get away with, if your printer's really dialed in, you can get away with this overhang here with the bridging function, but not so much with, I mean, it's okay, but it's not as good as it would be with the PLA settings with PetG. Um, so I just got to get a better idea on how to handle that bridging functionality, or maybe just biting the bullet and doing supports in certain areas. On the Gridfinity bins, it's kind of hard because you get, it can go, those bins go up pretty high. So I'll just have to see if I can get that printer to do bridging a little bit better. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Uh, Shout out to the next layer for their factory tour on the U1. That was awesome, and that was who I was referring to earlier in the video. Thanks again. I appreciate that, Andrew. Uh, it's it was a pretty in-depth tour. I'm sure, obviously, they couldn't show us everything, but they showed us what they could, and I was impressed. Like they're trying to optimize. They have people on both sides of the assembly line, and then they have sub-assemblies that it goes through, and it's just it seems like it's well thought out. Now the execution of it, let's see how fast they execute it. It is super $20 million. Is what I thought I saw for the funding for that printer. So with $20 million being collected, I would hope that they don't let us down. Oh, so I do need to stand corrected on my uh, printer being made in China. Frozen is based in Taiwan. But it's Frozen is based in Taiwan but manufactured in China. Okay. Thank you, Andrew, for that clarification. I want to make sure that we are giving credit where credit is due for those that are out there uh, doing the hard work so that we can have our hobbies here in the U.S. I appreciate all of those who put in the hard work for us to do our making. Uh, let's see. See, we're doing pretty good. We got about half hour left, a little over half hour left in the live stream. Do you guys have any questions for me? You can drop them in the comments. Uh, if you haven't, you're watching the live stream, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, 950 the last what I checked. We're 50 away from printing a pretzel. I mean, yeah, a pretzel, and I will not eat it. But I do want to do a multicolored pretzel just to have like a little trophy in the background for our first 1,000 subscribers. Um, this is a passion project for me and for us here at the channel. Thank you for all the loving and caring support to my family members who are out there watching, and those of you that are foundational members here on the channel. We're getting there, growing slowly but surely. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in every week. It's super awesome to be here with you all, and enjoying this new printer. And it looks like uh, from the sounds of it, our founding members here have backed the U1. So maybe when the time comes that we start to get those printers, we can start live streaming with them. That would be pretty sweet. I'm guessing from the thing that I read earlier, uh, when the Kickstarter email that had been funded came in, I think it's the mine's estimated to be here somewhere between January and somewhere in March. So, which is I'll be thrilled if we get them that quickly. Uh, if you guys had a guess, actually, let's go. I'm gonna screen share again here real quick. Uh, so we're gonna turn this on. We're gonna close the webcam. You're gonna see it's a crazy screen for a second until I figure it out. Let's go to Frozen's website real quick and let's check out the Arco FDM. I want to see. We got to go to the U.S. store. I want to see what the if they've updated their site on the Chroma kit. No, I don't need it 10% off right now. Thank you. I appreciate it though. So fast multicolor swapping. Let's see. What do they got for that? 4-tube direct feed for 50% faster color swaps. Unlike 4-in-1 systems that constantly load and unload filament, Arco uses 4 dedicated tubes that feed directly into the printhead. I'm guessing that's like the A1. Building up the hype for the Chroma kit that's coming out. Flexible enclosure for a quieter, cleaner print environment. So I see that is what it's going to look like up here. It does have a buy now option, so I guess you can buy it now. I don't know how long it'd take them to get it to you, but oh, that's for the Pentashield. Where is the, do they not? I thought for sure they would have had something on the Chroma Kit website, or on the Frozen website for the Chroma Kit. Let's click on it and see what it takes us to. Frozen Chroma Kit multicolor print system for the Arco. 329 reduced down to 280. It can support 70 degrees Celsius drying system. That's good. Smart detection for automatic filament switching and remote control. 6 drying modes perfectly suited for different materials. Quick setup to start multicolor print instantly. Are there any? Okay, we got some more down here. Rapid multicolor prints, printing gear. Heat, dry, and print in blazing colors. Okay, we read that earlier. 6 preset drying profiles, 1 tap drying. I don't know what it means by the 1 tap drying. I guess you can push 1 button. Optimized for Arco, simple and flexible installation. Oh, I see something. Was there? They haven't showed any tubes coming out of it yet. That's the thing. Let's see what they show coming out of it. Is this the piece, David, that you were talking about? This piece right here, the support bracket. Print your own mounting brackets to attach Chroma Kit securely to the top of your Arco. This flexible setup, yeah, cost-effective and ideal for users who prefer custom installation. So we'll have to download that. Maybe that we'll print that on the next live stream. Maybe I'm gonna print it out of orange. I got orange G. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I'll go to here. No, it goes inside the lid. Okay. So this one, oops. That piece is for those without the penta. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is what we talked about last week. We got, there's a multicolored boat. I haven't looked at this in probably 3 weeks. We included 3 handy models like made for the Chroma Kit. Just load them up and enjoy smoother multicolored printing experience. Uh, so we're gonna have to print the strands removal belt. That's interesting. A fun little forward color boat to check how your Chroma Kit handles the filament. This belt automatically clears out waste filament while you print, preventing clogs and build up from start to finish. But I can't click on it. I want to see what. Can we download the file? Download all model files. Oh, cool. It takes us over to the Frozen shop. These, I appreciate the 10% pop-up orders. Funnel from, okay, these are all the Frozen FT or resin files. So this, that must be the cover for the spools. I'm not. Installation is simple using the Chroma Kit's included motor components with full step-by-step instructions provided in the Arco manual. How does, I'm not sure how that works. That'd be interesting to find out. This will prevent buildup that causes print failures, keeping your prints smooth and reliable. The brackets are designed with additional clearance to ensure smooth movement of the PTFE tubes during operation. The design includes 2 files to left and right, and each bracket size is those dimensions. Approximately 400 grams of filament is required per bracket. I wish they had like even if it was just a GIF. It says it uses the Chroma Kit's motors, but how? What material should it? I guess sure. I'll do this later. Keep my information secure. But we'll go back to the live stream here. Check our, let's turn that back on. Sorry, guys. I haven't figured out how to do the infinite stream of non-death yet. That piece is for those without a penna. That video shows it. Spool cover, that's it. I think it's just parts of the strand removal belt, not the whole thing. When you go back to the Arco site, look right below where they showed the 3 models. You can download it. It mentions Chroma supports 7 to 8 colors. So hell, let's go back there. Webcam off. We'll go back to the website. And right here is where you were saying, they expandable up to 7 to 8 colors. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So how does it expand? That's what you're saying earlier too, wasn't it? Because if 4 goes straight into the printhead, does that mean they're gonna have like a separator that they'll like a 4 to 2 thing that they'll have there? And then you said that video. My computer's muted right now, so we'll see what it says. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but I cannot hear it, but at least we'll get the video footage. So they got all this out and we don't have it yet. That's a bummer. Okay, so it comes with a cord, so it is powered. Man, I'll have to put a trash can in front of my printer. So it's saying that the video shows four PTFE tubes coming out of the printer. So there's this chroma kit spool cover. Okay, they show you how to get the files. And it looks like there's a timestamp here. Printable parts, printing parts. We're gonna go right, remove components, install the chroma kit. All right, so it looks like okay, there's 2 of them right there. So I'm gonna start right here. Install the chroma kit, left and right. I'm gonna pause it real quick to check your guys' comments. Okay, we're good. Oops, wrong one. Hope you guys are liking this new screen share. It's all new to me. I like it. So, okay. So, question. Is that 2 tubes? I see 2 tubes, not 4. So does that mean, okay, there's 4. Okay, there is 4. So it's just like the A1 and it snaps in just like the A1. Okay. An A1 mini. That's nice. They have an anchor screw. I wish that I had that on the A1 mini because it's kind of loose. Okay. Install the chroma kit. So there's a port on the back. I didn't see that before. Oh no, that's on the, okay. That's on the chroma kit. There's the USB. Now this is what I want to see. Okay. I don't really have that much room on the back of my printer, so I hope I can finagle it. Okay, there's 2 screws they want you. Man, that's gonna be a rough. An additional power port. Okay. Saying it's linked. installing filament. I'm gonna pause this so I check your guys' comments. Those are for non-penta shield folks. 4. Yep, okay. Yep, I did see that there were 4. I initially thought that there was 2, but seeing further in the video, there was 4 with that different camera angle. Wide piece, narrow piece. Okay. And there's the notch. There's a notch. Okay, so they don't want you to take it off the cardboard. That's fine. You don't do that with any of the other filaments, like the bamboo or the sunlu now. They're telling you to check it to make sure it doesn't come apart. Test printing. Okay. So I don't see that they put the spool holder thing on top. I do like that. Speaking of which, let me pause this real quick. Uh, they'll probably be here by the time we next live stream. And if you want, I can do an installation while we're on the live stream because I ordered a couple of them. The Sunlu uh, filament dryers that are the AMS heaters for the top of the AMS systems for the bamboo. Drop it in the comments if you guys want me to do that on the next live stream. Actually, I can put it in a poll. Let me do that. Go. Hey, you guys can see behind the scenes. All right, let's check this out again. So they want us to put, okay, that's similar to the AMS system for bamboo. The 4 tubes. It's got to be below 45 degrees Celsius to begin printing. Okay. I wonder how well the chroma kit will handle non uh, frozen spools. I'm in the process of switching all of our filament over to the Sunlu filament because now uh, you can they almost identical to the bamboo spools. Okay, cool. It seemed easy enough, but just because it seems easy, might that poop chute or poop conveyor is going to be the one that I'm going to be interested in seeing how tough that's going to be on the live stream to do. I can stop screen sharing now. That's the wrong tab. Let's go back here, turn that back on, so you guys don't see an infinite screen of death. The coin's going pretty well. Let's take a. I'm gonna turn around and take a look at it. Oh yeah, he's gonna print it beautifully, beautimous. It's interesting too because the camera looks like the light's on right now, and it's not. It had so much glare on it, I had to turn the light off. Let's see. Oh, you guys want to do the AMS heater on the live stream next? All right. David says, I wonder if we have to remove the acrylic piece on top of the Penta to route the 4 tubes from the chroma. Uh, you know what? Let me take a look at that right now. as you talk about that, I'm guessing because I don't feel any like openings. It's either they want it there or I don't know. It almost seems like they that big square rectangle hole in the back is what I thought I saw it go through on that video, but I don't know. I'm assuming once we get our installation stuff going there, we'll know. I'm hoping we have it soon. Just just to have the multicolor capabilities. I'll start small with it, but I would love to use this bigger build plate for our Hatchie pals. So if you haven't seen our shorts videos, some of the things that we like to print here at the Glorious Geeks are those little fidget friends that we you can see from Cinderwing 3D. 3D Gob is another one that we uh, are a Patreon member of, and there's also what was the other one that we do? Saber 3D. Those three are the ones we use. We do our little fidget friends with, and I love being able to maximize the build plate. And I know I can depend on my bamboo P1Ss to do it. So that's what I've been doing. I've also used our A1 Mini from time to time too. Uh, when Elegoo releases their multicolor system, whenever that happens, we'll work up to using theirs to do that too. My initial Centauri carbon has been giving me fits lately. The second one that I got, there's been no issue whatsoever. But that initial like beta test model uh, that I got, it, some bed calibration issues have happened, but I figured them out, I believe. But I would love to be able to print those fidget friends on this giant build plate and just get like hundreds. Probably, I bet 100 I could get on the build plate. So, and to be able to print those out at one and reliably do it would be so much more cost effective until we get the U1 and then the H2C if we can ever afford it. I'm sure that price tag is going to be pretty high. Uh, I'm going to save up my Christmas pennies for those or for that one. But that's that's what we print here most is those types of things for multicolor. Uh, Andrew Cobb says, I, that's what I was thinking, the large hole in the back. Wonder how they expect us to print with a chroma kit and if we need to do TPU. My theory is it's going to be similar to the H2D where there's like a separate port. I think that's what the single port is left there for, because I don't know why they would leave the single port there if uh, you had the four port full on the back the whole time. Oh, sorry. Long day. But it's uh it's going to be interesting. I think that's what that single port's going to be left there for. I know right now we're not printing with a chroma kit, and it could be that. It could be why that's there. But I think things with like TPU, or maybe the chroma kit can handle TPU. I know most of these AMS things, type things, can't yet. We'll see what the Centauri Carbon one looks like for the Elegoo. Iceman 74, I am officially an early bird backer of the U1, LOL. Your boy Ash, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying that Deadpool bust that we got out to you for your birthday. Um, so yeah, we're also a backer of the U1. So did you just uh, did you just get into the early bird backer? I thought they maybe closed that off. No, you must have got in right there at the end. I tried to get in, but I got into the early tier, but not the early bird backer tier. Um, so that's pretty awesome. Uh, so we're doing good things. If you're just joining us now on the channel, we're printing a giant Super Mario coin bank for all our quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies that we got at the Pentwater Art Fair. It's going to be the entire, or very close to being the entire. Oops, I'm moving the camera around here. Wrong camera. I want Frozen Cam. This is the one I want to move. Um, it's going to be the entire build plate volume or very close to when it's all done. I'm going to go ahead and close that poll out. Thank you guys for voting. They're opening up late backing for the U1 and some for something like 849-ish. So you can get it earlier, but you pay a little bit more. So does that mean people can back out too? Is that how you get into the early bird tier? Hang on, let me check it out. I'll go to Kickstarter. If they have early bird tiers left, I'll definitely. Okay, get in on that. Snapmaker U1. Now, is it an email that you got to go through, or is it? Man, they've had a lot of updates in the last month. They're opening up late backing for the U1 for something like 849-ish. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, April for the late backer. Okay, yeah. So I guess if you back it late, you're not gonna get it until April. I'm super excited on getting ours sometime before, sometime in Q1, I'm assuming. I spent 74 cents. Well, they took our money yesterday, so it's official. Yeah, they definitely took it. They didn't waste any time. So that's where a good portion of our uh, Pentwater Art Fair fund went to, and then the rest will be replenishing filament and stuff like that. Yeah. But if you're just joining us on the channel, we troubleshot some of our Pet G issues during this past week, and we figured out that it was just a bad roll of filament. It not only clogged up this machine, but I tried it in other machines that we have, and it no sooner than didn't get the first layer down, and it was clogging again. So we tossed out that quarter roll of filament that was left, and we haven't had any issues since. Troubleshooting this machine, I have definitely learned the ins and outs of the hot end and the hot end assembly. I'm going to try to get some of that video footage recorded tomorrow so that I can show you guys the disassembly and assembly process from start to finish. It might take some work. Be patient with me on that. I would appreciate it. As that this will be my first how-to video, and I don't want it to be, I don't need it to be perfect, but I want it to be as best as it can be for you all, because it's important to me that I help you in the best manner possible. David Walton, based on their schedule, I should see mine in January. Can't wait. I was so tempted to get two, but then I thought first edition, wait for the bug fixes, hardware fixes before getting more. I would agree with that, David. Also, getting two, I thought about it as well, especially because they had that early bird tier two or early bird tier that gave you two. There was 20 left when I was signing in, and I was like, well, if I get two, what if I don't like it? And I got two printers I don't like instead of one. And then I'm like, I also want to see if I can get the H2C when it comes out. And if I get two of these, that's that much money I don't have for the H2C. So uh, I stuck with the one tier, and I did luckily manage to get into that earlier tier. Now I'm back at 22,000. So who knows when I'll get my printer. But hopefully it's not a year and a half later. But I'm glad that we did get this printer, even though it's a bit late. There's still plenty of uses and functionality I'm gonna be able to do with it. Mass build plate, that helps, uh, especially with the multicolor printing. I'll be able to do that until we get the U1 and the H2C. And even when I get that, I can still use this machine with the AMS unit for single color prints that are larger. I don't have to change out spools. I'm pretty sure it'll just swap over like the Bamboo AMS system does to the next roll if it's programmed properly. Don't hold me on that. I don't know that for sure yet because I don't have a chroma kit. But thank you guys for joining us at the channel here. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm super excited for that. David Walton says, I have on an HC2, but definitely going to wait a few months after release because I'm sure there will be hardware updates. Yes, I'm sure there are going to be. I don't know if I want to get into that initial wave yet. I'm still thinking about that. But thank you guys all for joining us tonight on the live stream here for Printing Pretzels. Momo wants to say goodnight to you all. We'll check you out again next week on Wednesday for another episode of Printing Pretzels. If you have not yet, check out our new Scatus video that we just released. Super helpful for the watch hours. So thank you guys again for watching the Glorious Geeks. And until next time, be glorious.